Let's get it going. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Coffee and a Yap. I'm Gracie York. I'm so excited you're here, and let's get right into it. The Chobani cookie dough creamer is actually unbeatable, in my opinion. In my humble coffee loving opinion. Technically been 2 weeks since I got to talk to y'all, since I did my guest Coffee and a Yap last week. So now it's back to just me. Hopefully I am entertaining. So of course y'all know the drill by now. Let's start out with the music I've been loving this week. The song that I have had probably on repeat the most this week is of course Sally When the Wine Runs Out by Role Model. This song has just put a pep in my step, and it is so much fun. I love Role Model. I love everything he's doing. I think he's so funny, and I love his music, and Sally When the Wine Runs Out is no different. And I think it's really cool that at his shows he's been bringing somebody out to be Sally, kind of like a One Less Lonely Girl, which I never got to be. And that kind of put a damper on my spirit as a kid, but I got over it. It's fine. I'm fine. There's a song that I found while listening to Lizzie McAlpine, like I do. My iPad is upside down. And it's Thrill by Sydney Ross Mitchell, and I really like this song. I'd never heard it before, and I really like this one. So that's another one that's been on my radar. Ooh, one that I've had on repeat for months, but it's just like, it's an everyday occurrence right now, again, is A Song for You by Donny Hathaway. I was listening to the Chris Stapleton Sirius XM station, and I found this song, and I love it. I don't know what it is about it. I think his voice is just so soothing, and the song itself, I'm a sucker for song with keys, and it's so good. Oh my gosh. Lady Gaga dropped her new album. Let's take a moment. Everybody say, thank you, Gaga. Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. I expected nothing less, and there's many songs on there that I could choose from that I'm just obsessed with. I love Killa. I also love How Bad Do You Want Me? Blade of Grass. Oh my God. They're all just so good. I would say probably my favorite though, I don't know, I'm really into Blade of Grass. Yeah, I really love Blade of Grass, but Mayhem is such a good album, and it feels so Gaga, and it feels so like, it's fun that the kids of this generation now get to experience Gaga just as we did and just have their life changed, and I'm so excited about that for them with Mayhem. So I have a lot of thoughts all the time, constantly, and I forget about them like that. I'll have it and then it leaves. Thank you, ADHD. So I've been trying to write them down and remember what I was thinking to say on Coffee and a Yap, and so I've been writing some down. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, simply because this was so iconic and it made me laugh in the moment, and I just didn't expect to see it. So I was at the gym, which doesn't happen very often, but I was at the gym, and I was on the treadmill just doing a little nice little walk, get my blood flowing. And I look in front of me because I like to people watch. Even though I hate when people watch me at the gym, I love to people watch because I'm a hypocrite. And this lady walked in, had this like bright pink gym bag, yoga pants, and a fur coat, like a cropped fur coat. And she takes it off, ripped, absolutely ripped. And I thought to myself, wow, what a flex. Literally what a flex for her to, first of all, walk in the gym with a fur coat and the confidence that takes already. And then to take that fur coat off and you're ripped, that's a flex. Good for you. And she was a little bit older, but then she, got on this freaking yoga ball one of the little half yoga ball things and starts doing like stretches and has the most balance I've ever seen in a human being before. And I thought to myself, it's kind of sad that at almost 23 I can't even do that. So she's iconic, and I'm inspired by her because I want to be able to walk into the gym with a fur coat and take it off and be ripped. I don't see anybody really queen out like that in my town, so it was really fun to get to experience something like that. And she hasn't left my brain, so I just felt like I needed to speak about that because it was iconic. Another thought that I had was that, listen, I get it, okay? Apple wants to make their money. Your new iPhone comes out, so your old iPhone starts losing battery quicker, or it starts lagging behind, so you need to get the new iPhone. I get how the system works. However, I think it's kind of crazy. I know we have low power mode and whatnot, but low power mode doesn't really do anything at all. So I think that there needs to be like an emergency battery source option in case of emergencies. Like, you can only use so many a year. So like if you're in like a real crisis, like you need to like look something up, or like you're using your phone really quick for something, or it's an emergency and then your phone dies. There should be an option where you go like triple tap or whatever, where you get 20% battery left, just in case, like 4 times a year. So I think they need to stop being stingy, because I know you can do it. This little iPhone and iPad can do anything I want. I know we can get extra battery charge. Okay, I know we can. So I don't know if I need to start like a petition or like what I need to do, but if we get, also, why did we change the charger? Why did we change the charger? Because now I have this brand new phone that I got myself. Everybody around me still has their old one, which is fine. But now I go around and I'm like, oh, do you have a charger? And they pull out the normal charger. And I'm like, oh, no, I need a USB-C because I'm bougie. So now I feel like my phone has been more dead than ever because I don't have chargers just around in every car and every place I go to, because everybody has the old charger. But no, if you want a new phone, you get a brand new charger and you have to be different from everybody else. So me and Apple have beef. I love your products, but like, stop being stingy and give us the stuff we really need, Apple. Give us the things we really need. It's not really a need, it's a want, but still. So let me talk about my shows. I had this, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. I had so much fun. We played in Fort Worth at the White Elephant Saloon, and then I played an acoustic show in St. Joe, Texas. White Elephant was so much fun. It was a tiny little stage, and we were kind of crammed in there, and it was just throw and go, which a throw and go is basically you don't get a sound check. You get like half a song to run to make sure the sound's all good, and then you just do your show. And those are typically not my favorite because you don't get to get the levels exactly right, and you don't really get to settle into your stage. But if the sound guy's good enough, a throw and go works, and it's fine. So we did this throw and go. It went fine, and the crowd was great. We had some sweet lady come in a little late, and she ended up at the very end. She was like, "Play Marlboro Magic." And I was like, we already did. She's like, well, we weren't here. And I was like, well, that wasn't my fault. It's our very first song that we play. Sorry. She's like, play it again. We only have so much time up here. No. I love you. Thank you for coming to the show. No. If you want to hear Marlboro Magic, unfortunately, you have to get there right when we start, because that is the opening song. And I'm so grateful you love it. Just get to the show on time. With love, Gracie. Then my show in St. Joe, just acoustic, like I said, listening room type show, which are always kind of nerve-wracking for me just because I get so nervous of what's going to come out of my mouth in the silent portion of the show when I'm not singing. But the crowd was great. I told them, I was like, I know this is a listening room, but please, if you feel like you need to make a comment that is kind and courteous or funny, please do it, because I would love to talk to y'all in the middle of all of this as well, because it makes me less nervous, and I just like to get to know y'all and talk to y'all and answer questions or hear feedback after songs. So they took to that very well, and they were funny and they were encouraging and they were so awesome. So I loved it. They also had a cat, Towns Van Cat, I think is his name. Towns Van Cat. Yeah, I think that's right. Um, Sweet, 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 sweet cat. I bent down to pet Towns Van Cat, and he like jumped on my back basically. And they're like, "Oh, he likes you," and they let him just run around inside, outside, and he's been there before. And he's so sweet. And then there's like dogs and stuff that run around, so it's kind of like a really like homey feel venue, which I love. I love when venues have animals that run around. We have had some venues that have like dogs. Love that, obviously. I've heard there's venues that have like kangaroos and stuff, which is nuts, and I hope to get to play those venues someday because that's crazy. Um, but I just think the vibe is even better when you walk in and a dog is running towards you for some pets and some loving. How are you not going to have the best show of your life after that? And they always have the cutest names, like Towns Van Cat. Come on. So I go to Nashville in a few weeks. I'm very excited. I have some rides scheduled with some amazing people. I don't know if I've already spoke about this a little bit on here, but I cannot wait to go. I have a couple songs that I'm going to finish, just a couple lines in there that I need to do over, and then I have some rides scheduled. And then I play an acoustic show at Marburger Farms for Round Top in a few weeks as well on Saturday the 29th. And I think that's from like 1 to 3. April 16th, I will be in Fort Worth, Texas for the Road Dog acoustic sessions at the Basement Bar in Fort Worth in the Stockyards. Cannot wait for that. Very, very excited. April 25th, I will be at LJT in Stephenville, Texas on Melody Mountain Ranch. Again, I am so excited. That is one of my favorite events every year. And we'll be there. I will be there Friday the 25th, like I said, on the Allsup stage. So y'all come out and see me if you're there. And then the next day, I am taking my father to see Linkin Park at Moody Center in Austin. I can't wait. I'm excited to. I always love to take my dad to concerts or go with my dad to concerts. We both love music so much, and I just love to see him in his element of concerts, and like especially when it's bands that he loves. So like we went to Pearl Jam a couple times, and those were life-changing for me. That's been his favorite band since I was a kid, and so we got to experience that together, and that was amazing. One of the greatest nights ever. It was just so fun, and I did not expect to walk out there so life-changed, but I genuinely was just blown away, and the fans and everything at the shows were so awesome and so attentive. Like, I feel like there was hardly any cell phones. Like, everybody was just in the moment, and it was so cool to see. So I'm curious to see how Linkin Park goes, and I feel like Linkin Park is still so different from like a Pearl Jam crowd, so I've never been a part of a crowd like that. I'm a little nervous, but I'm also just excited to be in a different atmosphere and see what it's all about. And I just figure, like every concert I go to, I'm gonna walk out and be like, that was the best concert ever! I have to see him 50 more times. But I'm excited about that. I'm excited that it's in Austin because most of the concerts we go see are in Dallas, and I'm excited to go to a different venue I've never been to before, and I've heard that Moody Center is really awesome, so I can't wait. And hopefully I get to explore Austin a little more. I don't really get to explore Austin when we're there. Usually we're not even in the heart of Austin. We're kind of like in Cedar Park, or we're in Round Rock, or wherever it may be. So I'm excited to get to experience Austin a little more, maybe find some cool record shops or cool breakfast spots. So if you guys know any cool spots in Austin to stop for music lovers and food lovers, let me know in the comments or send me a message because I need all the help I can get. We're only going to be there for a couple days, so we're going to try to squeeze in as much as we can, but it's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait. I'm obsessed with Emma Chamberlain. I have been since she started YouTube, and she was just one of those YouTubers for me growing up that I watched all the time. And we're the same age, so it kind of felt like a YouTuber friend in a way. I just related to her a lot. Same with the Sterniola triplets. Those are two of my like favorite YouTubers and still ones that I like watch heavily today. And some of you may know Emma has a podcast called Anything Goes, and I love that podcast. She just kind of gives advice, even though, she's still so young as well. I would love to start doing something a little like that within Coffee and a Yap as well. I've been through some shit, and I feel like I have a lot that I could touch on and talk about. It might be, a different perspective from my end versus yours or somebody else's. So if you guys want to hear some advice from me about certain topics, let me know. I made an Instagram for Coffee and a Yap specifically, so make sure you go follow that. That is where all of the updates and all of the posts about Coffee and a Yap are going to be, and where you can ask me questions, ask me for advice, all of the things over on Coffee and a Yap on Instagram. Make sure you go follow the Coffee and a Yap official Spotify playlist where I update weekly with the songs that I mention on Coffee and a Yap. I feel like with the Sterniola triplets and Emma, they are just very real and raw and honest with what they think, and that's just kind of how I've always been. I'm an open book, and I am kind of brutally honest sometimes, but that's all I know how to be, and I feel like that's the best way to be. You don't need to beat around the bush. You don't need to lie to people. You don't need to give out fake hope, which sounds really bad, but I've been given a lot of fake hope, and it just leads to a lot of disappointment, which again, it's brutally honest. I found that being brutally honest and just being honest about your feelings is way better. It's more refreshing for you as you just tell them the truth instead of covering it up and trying to make it as pretty as possible. You kind of feel like a sense of relief of like, oh, that was me just being truthful, and they're still okay. They still love me, and it's okay. Because I think for me at least, I've always been kind of timid to be super honest because I don't want to hurt people that are close to me, and I don't want to hurt relationships that I've built, and I just don't want to hurt feelings. I've never been one that likes to hurt feelings. I don't think anybody does, but I think that it's just better to be honest than give yourself a false hope or give somebody else a false hope. There's just so much stuff that we have to worry about, and it's hard. It is so hard right now to be a human and to be happy. So I guess my advice of the day is just be honest. Be honest to yourself, be honest to the people around you, be honest to the people that you truly care about. Something that I did want to touch on this week while on the topic of being honest, I've spoke on this a little bit before. I post a lot when I'm happy, and it's truly me being happy. But at the same time, I could be having the worst week of my life and nobody on social media would know. I'll schedule posts or I'll post throwback photos where I am happy. And for like a little bit, you kind of lie to yourself about, oh, I'm fine. If everybody else thinks I'm fine, I'm fine. But the truth is, I haven't been, the happiest, the greatest these past few weeks, and it's one of those where you're just kind of like, I don't know. I think it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of up and down emotions, and a lot has just transpired over the past few weeks for me, so I've kind of felt like I've been stuck in like a fight or flight mode, which I feel like I am 24/7, but it kind of felt like doubled. So I've just been on edge and emotional, and it's not been easy. It's not been fun. It's, you think life's going good, it's gonna keep going good, and then you hit that wall and you're like, awesome, this is a manic episode, I'm crashing out, see you later. And that's where I kind of feel like I was just at. I feel like I'm finally on the rise back up, and I'm doing good. But I just wanted to remind you, because it gets so easy when you look on social media and you see all these perfect lives and you see all these happy families and these people with huge successful careers that are so happy. Truth is, they're not. Everybody's struggling, everybody's going through something, whether or not they're going to admit it. And that's just part of being a human. And something that you have to learn how to deal with and cope with and work around. And once you realize and you can understand and you can accept that you're sad or that you're not okay, it gets a little easier, because you've stopped lying to yourself about how you feel. And you've stopped pushing back your feelings, because the last thing anybody needs is to push away their feelings and pretend that you're okay. Because in turn, you end up being worse than you were before. So accepting that you are not okay is the first step into becoming okay. And a lot of the times, we're told to put on a brave face and not show our emotions, but look how that's turned out. Not very good. Not very good for anybody. Don't suppress them. Don't suppress your emotions. Don't suppress how you feel. Don't push your feelings to the side, thinking that it'll just magically make them go away, because it won't. If you just keep suppressing your feelings and pushing them away and hiding them away, you're going to explode one day, and it's not going to be good for anybody. So you need to let yourself feel. Yeah, I know. Nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to feel their emotions. Nobody wants to accept the fact that you're not okay, or that you're sad, or that you're depressed. But you have to. You have to accept the fact, and you have to let yourself feel all of those terrible, awful, no good emotions, because that's the only way that you come out stronger on the other end of it. And that's how you realize more about yourself and about your life, and maybe why you do certain things the way that you do. And it's all part of growing up and realizing who you are and figuring out who you are and who you want to be. Honestly, for a long time, I never wanted to admit that I was depressed, because for me, I think I always felt like I have nothing to be depressed about. I have a roof over my head. I have all these great things going in my life. My career is going great. I have a great relationship. I have a great family. I have a great job. I have a great everything. There's no reason I need to be depressed. But that's just silly. That's ridiculous. And if you have other people around you telling you you're not depressed, you're fine, don't listen to that. I don't care who it is in your life. Do not listen to that. If you feel like you're sad or you're depressed, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to your body and your mind. And take care of yourself. It is so important now more than ever to express your feelings to other people, or express your feelings to yourself or a therapist or whoever it might be, because it is so hard right now, again, to be a human and to live. And I mean, for me, it's just day by day. And like I said, I feel like I'm great, and then it's kind of like this drop, and then I'm back up. So if you're in that drop, don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. Don't be afraid to tell somebody. Don't be afraid to accept the fact that you're in that rut. It's the only way that you'll get out. Depression looks different for everybody. And it is not okay to tell somebody they're not depressed. It is not okay to tell somebody that they're fine and try to remind them of all the great things they have in their life. They are well aware of the great things they have in their life, but they're still depressed. They still have things that can just eat at them that they don't tell you about, and they're depressed. Just be there for them. Just love them. I think it's adults more than kids now who can't accept the fact that they are depressed, or that they are in a rut, or that they're sad. Because in their generation, they were told, buck up and be fine, and to suppress those emotions. So if you're an adult watching this, I know taking advice from a 22-year-old is not something that you probably thought you would ever do. But if you were to take any of my advice, take this. Let yourself feel. Let yourself accept the fact that you are not okay. And if you feel like you're depressed, that's okay. You will get better. You will get through what you're going through. And it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to feel those emotions. It's okay to sulk. It's okay to lay in bed all Sunday, not do a damn thing, and be depressed. It's okay. It is hard to keep it away. But again, the first thing that helps is accepting the fact that you are not all right. And in turn, your kids will see that you're taking care of yourself and you are listening to your body and, not hiding your emotions. And in turn, it will help them in the future be better about explaining their emotions and how they feel. So just allow yourself to not be okay in order to be okay. That's my advice for the day. You can take it, you cannot. But I have learned that as you grow older, you realize a lot about yourself and a lot about your life. And a lot starts to shift all at once. And it's a lot. It's a lot for a lot of people. And I think my biggest takeaway from it is just, it's okay to feel like you have no idea who you are or what you're supposed to do. And it's okay if you don't know where your life is going. And it's okay if you feel like you're literally crazy, because I feel crazy a lot of the time. But just be gentle to yourself, be kind to yourself. Life is hard. We have a lot on our plates, and it's just difficult. It's hard, and that's the harsh reality. It's hard, and that's okay. Just be kind to one another and be honest with how you feel. Accept that you're not okay, and be kind to yourself. That is so important. Be kind to yourself. Wake up in the morning and tell yourself that you're beautiful, you're smart, you're courageous. And say these things to yourself in the mirror. Say these things to yourself daily. The negative thoughts and the negative talk to yourself is what changes how you feel and how your day goes drastically. Drastically. If you're constantly doing negative self-talk and you're like, oh, I'm so ugly. Oh, these jeans look terrible on me. You're going to start to believe those things. And once you start believing those things because of yourself, it's really hard to get back to, loving yourself, and even loving other people. So just be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, love yourself, build yourself up first, because a million people could tell you that you are the prettiest person ever, the smartest person ever. But if you don't believe it, you won't ever. You won't. And their comments and their voices mean nothing, because at the end of the day, you spend the most time with yourself up here. And if it's not good up here, you're not good out here. And you're not good out here for other people. So take care of yourself, love yourself, accept, be gentle, be kind. Have a great Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Coffee and a Yap. I want to know what you guys thought about this. What advice do you guys want, or what do you want me to talk about more? What topics do you want me to talk about more? Within music, outside of music, relationships, more on the depression side of things, more on the acceptance side of it. Anything is on the table. So let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video if you'd like to. Follow the new Coffee and a Yap Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. And I love you guys so much. Be kind to one another. Love your neighbor. I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. And I will see you next week with a brand new episode of Coffee and a Yap. And I love you so dang much.